Let's move on now to the next email today. And the next email today comes to us from Baron Ash, who writes, "Greetings, Ash, John, and Rob. I just read that Game of Thrones will have its Battle of Winterfell episode on the same weekend as the release of Endgame. As a fan of both, I am super excited, even though it all falls on exams. Can you remember a weekend that had as much or more hype from the nerd culture community?" Rob, here's a tough question. Now, I think like a lot of people, we may have been planning on opening weekend of Avengers Endgame to see it on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and several times on Sunday and all that kind of stuff. But there are going to be some people, including you, that's going to face a tough decision, my friend, because one of the biggest events in one of the biggest shows in history, the Battle of Winterfell in Game of Thrones, is happening on the same weekend as Avengers Endgame. So let me ask you, are you going to DVR Game of Thrones and watch it later? Or are you going to put off your third or fourth screening of Endgame to sit at home and watch that Game of Thrones episode as it airs?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is call my doctor, because that weekend is basically nerd Viagra, and I'm going to be in a constant state of arousal all weekend, and I don't want to have a heart attack as my body ages. I mean, I can't believe Avengers Endgame and the Battle of Winterfell are on the same weekend. And, you know, I will have probably seen Avengers Endgame like 8 times. I hope it's 3 hours long, because each time I see it, it'll just mean that I'm that much closer to the Battle of Winterfell. But I mean, talk about, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going to happen. I think that my brain will explode, my heart will explode, and if I'll have a stroke, and I'll probably not even survive the weekend, because my excitement level, and it's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable to me that we get these two things on the same weekend. In my life, I've never experienced anything like this.
A lot of times, big movies,
nerd Viagra, dude.
Nerd Viagra, constant state of arousal. So I've often been asked questions, because there have been times when like a big movie would be opening at the same time that a big new season of a popular Netflix show was dropping, or something like that. And people would often ask all the time, hey, is this going to affect the opening weekend box office of such and such a movie? Normally, I'd say, no, not in a real way. I mean, there would be some, yes, but in any real practical dent, no, I don't think so. I'm telling you what, I think this will have an impact now on the Avengers Endgame. Don't get me wrong. Now people are going to say, John says that Avengers Endgame won't have a good opening weekend. No. It's going to have a ridiculously big opening weekend. It's going to be stupid how big the opening weekend is. but all I'm saying is, there are going to be a lot of people in this world who that Sunday night, instead of going to go see, it's like, okay, all the Endgame shows are sold out till Sunday night. About to buy the ticket. Whoa, wait a minute. I almost forgot. Battle of Winterfell is Sunday night. And I do think this will probably be the biggest example ever of people who stay home instead of going to the movies. And again, I don't think it's going to kill it. I don't think nothing like that. All I'm saying is, whereas in a lot of times I think a big opening show on an opening weekend for a movie might do, hey, $1 million, $2 million worth of damage to a movie's opening weekend box office. Inconsequential. Nothing too major.
Right.
This could be like a $7 or $8 million difference. Now, we're talking about a movie that's going to open north of $200 million. So that's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But I think it's going to be like a real number as opposed to history, because there's a lot of people that are going to want to stay home and watch that, don't you think?
And I think this episode is one of those 80 or 90-minute episodes too. So it's like, it's like a feature. People are going to have parties. I mean, I want to sit in a room. I hope that, like, they've shown Game of Thrones episodes, like Fathom Events has shown. I would love to go see this at the Chinese, man, on their IMAX screen. I would pay good money to see the Battle of Winterfell in a movie theater with a theater full of nerded out people like myself who are old school, new school, any school geeks that are just sitting there like John Schnepp used to say, sweaties, because we're all going to be sweating. Oh my God, I can't wait. Cannot wait.
What a great weekend that's going to be.
God,
that's going to be such a marvelous weekend.
Fantastic.